This is an example of a side-by-side comparison we did. And the picture you see here, which was in my background, is of an untreated field. This is a field that was not treated with our Kyminasi Plant Booster. And you see all throughout these leaves here, all these little holes. You see that? Here, you see a couple little holes on these, but you see this leaf here, this branch is healthier than these other branches. You see how it's greener and healthier? And you see, look, there's a couple little holes here, here and there, where the worms and diseases, the larvae of certain insects and other insects kind of got in and they ate away the leaves. Now this is typically like a larva, like a caterpillar or something like that will eventually turn into butterflies and that kind of stuff. But you see there's a few little holes here in these healthier looking branches. Sorry, my finger's kind of disappearing, but you see these little holes there, and those are all caused by insects, right? And they're predatory insects because the insects, even if they're at the larva stage, they're interested in their own survival. They're not really interested in protecting the survival of this plant, right? You take here and you look at the unhealthy or less healthy parts of this plant. So this branch had a lot of health there. The leaves are still very green, etc. But look at some of these other ones where you start to see, okay, there's a lot more spots here where the fungus and everything are getting onto it. There's a little blight here, lots of little holes here where all these insects are really just devouring these leaves. You see over here, all the way through these leaves, all throughout these leaves here. You see all the holes there? This is caused by insects. Insects are basically attacking and eating these plants because their immune system is not very strong. And what happens is, of course, their job is to break, their job for their own survival is to process this biochemical and create its own energy so that the insects can survive. However, in terms of the plant physiology, these plants were already very unhealthy. You can see how pale they are. They're not very green. They've got lots of fungus and blight on them and stuff. And fungus works the same way, by the way. Funguses will not attack or will not be able to penetrate into healthy, vibrant leaves. The biochemical structure of a fungus can't break down the biological structure of a healthy plant. But unhealthy plants, you see, will get lots more instances of these spots and leaf blight and everything else. And that's what we're seeing. These plants were not very healthy. Now I want to contrast that here to the treated field that we had with Kyminasi. This is the same area, same farm, just under the next field over. This was treated with Kyminasi. Now, first thing I want you to pay attention to, if I can get my finger to show up on this background, is you see how bright green these leaves are. See how healthy these leaves look? They're bright green. They're even a little bit fuzzy here. They're very healthy looking, and you see here, they're very bright green. Sorry, my fingers. This is kind of a background on Zoom, which is why in the picture it's harder to see. But the other thing you should see here is look at the holes there. You want to look for these holes where those insects are attacking. This is literally the field next door to this field here. This field's on one side of the field, and this was the treated side of the field, literally like next to each other or very close to each other. Same farm, same everything else, same agricultural practices, etc. But now you see not how healthy they look, but you also see, do you see any insect damage here? Do you see any holes there? Maybe down in here you see maybe one tiny one there, maybe a tiny one there. You don't really see any holes anywhere in this whole branch. In the foreground, the background, there's 0 holes. That means the insects did not eat any of the treated field here with Kyminasi.